Good morning, everyone. I'm Cyrus Webb, and welcome to Conversation Daily News. Glad you all could be with us. Well, it's a brand new day. It's a brand new week, which means it's a brand new opportunity for you to do something amazing, and it all begins today. We, of course, have your news headlines coming up on this Monday. We have a message from my book, Words I Choose to Live By. And in today's Entertainment Spotlight, you've been part of my conversation with actor Jonathan Frakes. Now, you guys know him as Commander Riker from Star Trek, also from Star Trek Picard, but he also uses his platform to raise awareness about the dangers of pancreatic cancer and the need for awareness. This, ironically, is Pancreatic Cancer Awareness Month. You're going to hear him talk about why he got involved in that. Enjoy today's broadcast. For Conversation Daily News, I'm Cyrus Webb with your Monday headlines. In international news, last total lunar eclipse for 3 years arrives on Tuesday. Better catch the moon's disappearing act on Tuesday. There won't be another one like it for 3 years, says the Associated Press. The total lunar eclipse will be visible throughout North America in the pre-dawn hours. The farther west, the better, and across Asia, Australia, and the rest of the Pacific under sunset. As an extra treat, Uranus will be visible just a finger's width above the moon, resembling a bright star. Totality will last nearly 1.5 hours from 5:16 a.m. to 6:41 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, as Earth passes directly between the moon and the sun. Known as a blood moon, it will appear a reddish-orange from the light of Earth's sunsets and sunrises. At the peak of the eclipse, the moon will be 242,000 miles away, according to NASA scientists. Binoculars and telescopes will enhance viewing, provided the skies are clear. South America will get a glimpse of Tuesday's lunar eclipse, weather permitting. Striking out altogether, Africa, the Middle East, and most of Europe will have to wait until 2025. In national news, alcohol death toll is growing, U.S. government report says. The rate of deaths that can be directly attributed to alcohol rose nearly 30% in the U.S. during the first year of the COVID-19 pandemic, according to new government data. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention had already said the overall number of such deaths rose in 2020 and 2021. Two reports from the CDC this week provided further details on which groups have the highest death rates and which states are seeing the largest numbers. A report released last Friday focused on more than a dozen kinds of alcohol-induced deaths that were wholly blamed on drinking. Examples include alcohol-caused liver or pancreatic failure, alcohol poisoning, withdrawal, and certain other diseases. There were more than 52,000 such deaths last year, up from 39,000 in 2019. In entertainment news, family and fans bid adieu to music icon Jerry Lee Lewis. Family, friends, and fans gathered Saturday to bid farewell to rock and roll pioneer Jerry Lee Lewis, and memorial services held in his North Louisiana hometown. Lewis, known for hits such as Great Balls of Fire and Whole Lotta Shakin' Going On, died October 28th at his Mississippi home south of Memphis, Tennessee. He was 87 years old. TV evangelist Jimmy Swaggart, Lewis's cousin, told the more than 100 people inside Young's funeral home in Faraday, the town where Lewis was born, that when Lewis died, he lost a brother I never had. We learned to play piano together, Swaggart recalled. I had to make myself realize that he was no longer here. Swaggart and Lewis released The Boys from Faraday, a gospel album, earlier this year, and Swaggart said he wasn't sure if Lewis was going to be able to make it through the recording session. He was very weak, Swaggart said. I remember saying, Lord, I don't know if he can do it or not. But when Jerry Lee sat at that piano, you know he was limited to what he could play because of the stroke. But when the engineer said the green light is on, and when he opened his mouth, he said, Jesus, hold my hand. I need thee every hour. Hear my feeble plea, O Lord. Look down on me. The session resulted in the album and 2 of its songs played during the service. In more entertainment news, Nick Carter remembers his baby brother, Aaron Carter. The day after 34-year-old singer Aaron Carter was found dead at his home in Southern California, Nick Carter, the Backstreet Boys member, remembered his younger brother, saying that despite a complicated relationship, his love for him never ever failed. In a posting Sunday on Instagram with photos of the two through the years, Nick Carter said his heart was broken after the death of his youngest of 5 Carter siblings, whom he called his baby brother. My heart has been broken today, wrote Carter. Even though my brother and I have had a complicated relationship, my love for him has never ever faded. I have always held on to the hope that he would somehow, someday, want to walk a healthy path and eventually find the help that he so desperately needed. Deputies responded around 11 a.m. Saturday following reports of a medical emergency at Carter's home in Lancaster, California. Authorities said a house sitter found a man in the bathtub in the home, and resuscitation efforts were unsuccessful. And finally, in more entertainment news, Black Adam talks box office again on quiet weekend. On a quiet weekend in movie theaters before the opening release of Black Panther Wakanda Forever, Warner Brothers' Black Adam topped the box office for the third straight weekend with $19 million in ticket sales, according to studio estimates on Sunday. That made the top 5 movies over the weekend. Number 1, Black Adam with $19 million. Number 2, One Piece film Red with $10 million. Number 3, Ticket to Paradise with $9 million. Number 4, Smile with $4 million. And number 5, Pray for the Devil with $4 million. Cyrus Webb, Conversations Daily News. It's on time for a message from my book, Words I Choose to Live By. Enjoy. Good Monday, everyone. I'm Cyrus Webb, and welcome to Words I Choose to Live By. Today, choose to walk in love. If you walk in love, you can be a shining light in a world that is full of darkness, helping someone else find their way to their true purpose and worth. Have an amazing Monday. We are part of my conversation coming up with Jonathan Frakes in today's Entertainment Spotlight. Stay with us. You're listening to Conversations Daily News. For Conversations Daily News, I'm Cyrus Webb with Entertainment Spotlight. Actor Jonathan Frakes joined me on Conversations Live, the radio show, to talk about how he's using his personal platform to be able to raise awareness about Pancreatic Cancer Awareness Month this month. Here's a bit of our conversation.
Jonathan, thank you again for the time. Really do appreciate it.
The pleasure is mine, Cyrus. Good to be with you again.
Well, look, you have been able to not only to have this success and star power behind you, but also use it in such a great way, as I mentioned, raising awareness for pancreatic cancer. What has that been like for you, Jonathan, to be able to do what you love, but also support causes you believe in?
I'm really thrilled that I was asked, I got to tell you. It goes like this. My brother, Daniel, who was my dearest friend 5 years ago, he turned yellow. We took him to the hospital. They opened him up. They closed him up, and they said, "We're sorry, there's nothing we can do. He's got 6 months to live." And 5 months later, he was gone. It was, ironically, it was the same week that our daughter was born. At that point, it was a 4% survival rate for pancreatic cancer. A few years later, a dear friend and cohort and coworker, Kitty Swink, and her husband, Armin Shimmerman, and I, who we've known each other since the 70s in New York, and they were on Star Trek, Deep Space Nine, etc. So we're all part of the same family. Kitty Swink is an 18-year cancer survivor, which I thought was miraculous. And now there is an 11% survival rate, which is still unspeakably low, and we are working to make it better. But Kitty provided this hope to me, and I shared her story with my mom. Whenever I talked to my mom, she would say, "How's that friend of yours, Kitty, doing?" And you could hear the smile in my mom's voice, because somehow Kitty's survival helped deal with Daniel's death for my mom and for me.
Cyrus Webb, Conversations Daily News. We thank you all for tuning into this edition of Conversations Daily News. But back to get on tomorrow with more news, message from my book, Words I Choose to Live By, and of course your Entertainment Spotlight. Until then, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb, saying as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Thank you all for choosing Conversations Daily News today. So let's go and make it a great one.